if you want it to scroll, and you get it right in there, you get a nice wavy line, right? There's a wavy line. Pretty psychedelic, make it change colors and stuff. You have 2 FM inputs. So FM2 here, you guys are getting all my secrets. The easiest secrets in the world. These are not secrets. You make it slant a little. Ooh, look at that. So now what I'm doing here, I should explain this module. You have 2 FM inputs on every oscillator. So I'm FMing it with the wavy line, and that is a audio rate oscillator FMing a megahertz video rate vertical oscillator. So the output can still be a square wave, but the FMing oscillator is the curvy sine wave. The other FM input, I'm putting a ramp into it, and a ramp is an oscillation that is synced, and you can't adjust it, and they're meant for like TV fades. So right here we have a ramp that goes from bottom to top, right to black. You can't change it, that's what it does. It's synced. But in this one tiny module, we have 8 of these. So we have the opposite of that. We have one that goes in the middle, that's a triangle. This is an inverse triangle. This is another sawtooth. While we're in the vertical range, you have your left to right. So just think about old analog TV, and they would just wipe. Really old analog TV. Really cheesy wipes. These are like the tools they would use to do that. So what I'm doing is taking, think about, what is this noise? This is crazy talk. Just punch this thing. Anyways, these little nipples in here shouldn't be in there. Right here we have a vertical oscillation, and we are FMing it with something that's very strong up here and not strong down here. So up here we're like, oh, get the fuck over there, and down here is where this line should go straight up from this point. So just to try and show what FM looks like, right? When you just think about the bright spot of that gradient is pushing harder, is FMing harder than down at the bottom part of the screen. So we can change how much we FM it. We can go the other way. Now there's no noise. It's been a bad couple days, guys. So yeah, wavy, curved lines are pretty awesome. So, you can just do that all day. Yeah. All day. So, personal plug, I make some modules, guys. And if you're a beginner, they might suit you well. This matrix mixer is what I consider the core of the system. It's very expensive. I have 2 of them. I don't want to buy another. Probably will someday. I make a single channel mixer, which, like I said, everything is chained 3 ways. My single channel mixer is like, ooh, I don't chain 3 ways. But for situations like this, I've just eaten up all my FM inputs on this oscillator to make my favorite curvy line. Now how do I make it cooler? How do I make that line cooler? You can, just as an audio, mix down your FM sources, and then put them in. And now we still have 2 more and a full biased one. So yeah, buy my modules, guys. I need a pretty So once again, yada yada, we can put more colors in there and do things like that. That mixer also adds us, now we have another input that we have full bias for our mic input, which if you're doing live shows and you're doing audio reactive things, is the most important piece of the puzzle, because people struggle with that in the digital world. Not always. They shouldn't be, but they do for some reason. People don't know how to use a laptop. So I'm using a Schwayman AP1 processor. It's very expensive. It has very snappy envelopes, though, and I love it. If I did it any other way, I might go with like a .com and a maths, or just a maths, or like I would love to get like a bunch of comparators and a bunch of envelopes, and then just set. Because think about this guy. I have it here. You could just have a whole audio synth, and or like a big filter bank, and you could spectrum analyze, band up an entire mix, and put them into a bunch of comparators and fire them separately. There's definitely a module coming out that's going to do that, save you the room, but like maybe you have that equipment. Maybe you can already experiment in those ways. Waveforms are waveforms. So whatever, you can do your attack and your decay just the same. No band plays that slow, really. Born to Run, Born in the USA or whatever.